Hi, I'm Kasia. Welcome to Oxford Online English.
This is a 5 levels lesson. The lesson has 5 parts. Each section will give you a challenge. Each section is designed to be more difficult than the previous ones.
You'll probably find different parts easier or more difficult. This will help you to understand where you have problems. In each section, we'll give you an idea of what you need to know in order to understand the challenge fully.
Level 1 is beginner, so if you're not a beginner, you should skip to level 2. Ready? Let's go!
Look at 5 sentences. Complete each sentence with either 2 or 4. Pause the video and do it now. Ready? Let's look at the answers.
2 and 4 both have many different uses in English. Some are simple. You use to talk about going somewhere. For example, go to the shop, go to London, go to China, and so on. There's one common exception. You say go home without to.
Use for when you do something for someone else. For example, you can hold something for someone, carry something for someone, buy something for someone, and so on. Use to when you're talking about an endpoint in time or space. In these cases, you often use from to. For example, I'll be here from Monday to Friday. The new road runs from the capital city to the south coast.
You can also use to with verbs of giving, like in sentence 4. However, with these verbs, it's common to use a structure without to. For example, with give, you can give someone something or give something to someone. Both structures are possible, but the first is more common. So you can say, give the bottle to me, or give me the bottle.
Both are possible, but the second is more common. These are some of the most common ways to use to and for. Let's move on to level 2, where you'll see another important use of these 2 prepositions.
Here are your sentences for level 2. In each sentence, you need to choose to or for. Pause the video and think about your answers. Are you ready? Here are the answers.
You can use to and for to give a reason for doing something or to explain the function of something. In sentences 1 and 2, you're talking about your reason for doing something. Why did you stop on the way home? To get a coffee or for a coffee. Look at 2 more examples. We need to go to the shop to buy some batteries. We need to go to the shop for some batteries.
Again, we're talking about why you're going to the shop. In this case, you can use to plus an infinitive verb or for plus a noun. In sentences 3 and 4, you're talking about the function of something. What does this little metal thing do? It's used to open bottles or for opening bottles. Look at 2 more examples like this. She developed a tool to analyze data collected at different times and places. She developed a tool for analyzing data collected at different times and places.
So, we're talking about reason and function. Are these ideas the same? No, they're different. Let's see how. Reason tells you why someone does something. Here, you can use to plus an infinitive or for plus a noun. Don't use for plus an ing verb. Function tells you what something is used for. For example, a tool. Here, you can use three structures. To plus infinitive verb, for plus ing, or for plus noun. If you're not sure whether to use to or for in sentences like this, what can you do? If you're not sure whether a sentence is about reason or function, then try to use to plus infinitive if you can, because you can use this in both cases.
Review this section if you need to, and think about the difference between reason and function. It's a common mistake to use for plus ing when talking about reason. For example, we stopped on the way home for getting a coffee. Remember, this is not correct, but it's a common mistake. Let's move on to level 3, where you'll see more mistakes which English learners often make with to and for.
Level 3 is a little different. 4 sentences are incorrect, only 1 is correct. You have 2 jobs. First, find the correct sentence. Second, correct the mistakes in the other 4 sentences. Got it? Pause the video and find your answers. Take as long as you need. Could you do it? Which sentence do you think is correct? Let's see.
To and for are used after many verbs, adjectives, and nouns. Many of these are fixed phrases, meaning you just need to remember them as you learn. Good for your health is one expression like this. You can also say good for you, which has the same meaning and is more natural sounding, especially in conversational English. So you could say jogging 2 or 3 times a week is good for you.
There are some verbs like phone, call, ask, or answer, which are used with to or a similar idea in many other languages, but not in English. Is this true for your language? Do you say phone to someone or phone someone? If in your language you say phone to someone, you need to be careful with mistakes like in sentence 2. In English, you phone someone, call someone, ask someone, and answer someone without to.
What about sentence 3? You heard about this in level 2. This sentence expresses reason. Why did you go to the post office? To express reason, don't use for plus an ing verb. Here, because there's a verb, send, you need to use to plus an infinitive verb. Sentence 4 has the same problem. You're talking about reason. Why are you taking a break? And there's a verb, eat. So you can only use to plus infinitive.
Sentence 5 is correct. Do you find it strange? Normally, we use to talk about the destination or end point of a journey. However, with verbs like leave, depart, or set out, you use for instead. Remember, there's a lot of information and different topics in this lesson. If you want more examples, go to a good online dictionary. We recommend Lexico, which you can find at www.lexico.com. Look up to or for, and you can find many examples of the different ways to use these 2 prepositions.
This time there are 2 gaps in each sentence. Put either to or for in each gap. Do you have the answers? No? Pause the video and think about your answers. Don't just wait for us to tell you. Ready now? Okay, here are the answers.
With some verbs, nouns and adjectives, it's possible to use either to or for to express different ideas. This means you can sometimes use both to and for after a verb, such as wait. You can wait for something, wait for someone, or wait to do something. If you combine these, you can also wait for something to happen, or wait for someone to do something. When it's possible to use both to and for here, and with other words too, the order is not flexible. You wait for someone to do something. You can't put the to phrase before the for phrase.
In sentence 2, you could change the order of the to and for phrases, but in the other 4 sentences, you can't. In such cases, you need to learn the exact patterns which can follow each verb, noun or adjective. For example, apologise to someone, apologise for something, and apologise to someone for something. This is more of a vocabulary problem than a grammar one. If you have problems with this, then learning grammar rules isn't the best solution. Learn and practice specific phrases and try to use them in natural speech or writing like you would with other new vocabulary.
Are you ready for the toughest challenge? Let's see the sentences. Each sentence has 3 spaces. In each space, you can put to, for, or nothing. You should put to or for, if possible. Pause the video and think about your answers now. We tried to make these sentences as challenging as we could, so take your time.
Ready? Let's look together. In this lesson, you've seen different ways to use to and for. There are other meanings of to and for which we haven't covered. Here's a test. Can you remember 3 different ways to use to and 3 different ways to use for? Pause the video for a few seconds and think about it.
Could you do it? If not, don't worry. You don't need to memorize every single way to use to and for. However, you should understand that if you're asking questions like, how do I use to and for? Or what's the difference between to and for? Then you're not asking one question. There are many ways to use to and for, and many differences between them.
In level 5, you needed to combine different uses of to and for in a single sentence. This is common in real-world English use. You may need to use to and or for in different ways in the same sentence. This is where things get complicated. So, what can you do? Here are 2 tips. 1. Learn about using to and for to talk about purpose and function, which we covered in levels 2 and 3. This causes the most problems for English learners.
2. If you find it difficult to use to and for, try to find the reason why. Which meaning of to or for is giving you problems? Do you just need to learn more fixed phrases using to and for? Are you having problems because you're trying to translate a structure from your language directly into English? Remember that English might use different structures to your native language.
Before we finish, a question. What difficulties do you have with to and for? Can you think of other common ways to use to and for that we haven't mentioned in this video? That's it. Thanks for watching.
See you next time!